Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So dear Dharma friends, in this conventional life, mostly what we experience as life is not the real life. So if you look very carefully, just for a day, what you take as your life, and end of the day, if you look yourself what you have done, so the mostly you went through kind of like actions whichever that you did for certain reasons, and sometimes deeply that is not really that you want to do, but sometimes you keep doing, and without rejecting, or sometimes we have no power to reject, and sometimes we are afraid to reject that, but still we keep doing, and then after few months we say ourselves, we live this much years. So year by year, if we look very carefully what we keep doing, and even really ourselves, and we didn't accept that our own bodily or verbally or mentally actions. And then the mostly the repetition of the some kind of actions or our thoughts or our believing system, we keep doing again and again, again and again. By the time we going to end our life, and then end of the life, if you look back what you have done, and even you have no idea what it is. That's why it called life is kind of like a dream. Why it become a dream like that way? Even 50 years, 70 years, 80 years, 100 years you live, sometimes the life is becoming kind of like a dream. How it is possible? Because you just keep doing something without any clear awareness. You can be busy, you can be so busy for 24 hours, but still at the same time that so busy 24 hours, you can be unconscious. And then end of the day, you can tell you were so busy. You was doing a lot of things. But end of the day, that whole 24 hours can become like a dream. So then if you look 10 years, 20 years, and look back from the birth to in this very moment so far in your life. So then you have to question yourself, what is living? What is the meaning of living? Because the living, it doesn't mean that you are bodily, verbally, or mentally action. And mostly that whatever the action when you keep doing, you have certain mental image always in your mind. So if you have a mental image, so that's mean words or the image, that's mean your history. So if in your mind, whatever when you keep doing, if you do it out of a mental image or word, that moment is not your living moment. you missing something. So then when it come to life, even in meditation, while you practicing meditation, that's why in samatha, even you attain to the fourth absorption, in that level, any high mental powers or the jhana, even you can do many kind of miracle or visualizations or this kind of many things. To developing the mental image, but still they're going to be in the samsara. Because when you're having a mental image means, when you have words in your mind means always, you belong to the samsara or you belong to the past. So is there any moment that you can reach, you can exist and you can experience something without any mental image or without any words? If you able to get into that, that going to become the real moment of your life. It become the real experience. So other than that, what we take as reality is not reality, because it is just a kind of like ideology. It is not a reality because it depending from something. So in vipassana, that's why you experience something without any kind of image inside your mind or without any words. If you able to experience that kind of 1 second in your life, it has power to transform your life to completely different dimension, different existence with the same body, and you're going to have a different mind. Have you seen that the people have the same mind, even that they go year by year, year by year, even in the samsara, people come with the previous mind, that they have the habitual patterns and keep doing the same thing again and again and again and again, birth by birth. They have the same kind of memory in their mind, and even they die, there is a possibility they can come with the same kind of memory. Why it happened like that way? Because the mind is so powerful if you able to repeat. So that's why people very easily get addicted to this repetition, even verbally, like chanting mantras, sutras. People become so happy for that. And then in a certain level, when they keep chanting, and they mesmerize themselves. And they mesmerize themselves, what happening at the same time, they get lost in their own mental image. And then once they get into that mental image, what is happening? They cut the connection with the perception. And so once they cut the perception and they get out of the reality and they're living in a different world, and they take that world as reality. So it can happen to us also. And through the mantra chanting like that way and visualizing like that way, you can achieve to that. And at the same time, if you look very carefully, it can happen to you by using your own self-image also. And you never experience something like that, but you never achieve to something like that, and there is no possibility to become somebody like that. But still, when you have the mental image like that way, what is happening? You experience like that. You living kind of like that, but in reality, you are a completely different person. So then when it comes to your personal life, you have to look, are you ever seen who you are in really, than without your mental image? So that is the power of sati. The sati means you get into the real point and you just be with it. And it is more comfortable than anything. But the thing is, we may mostly caught up with this self image or the mental image. Even when it comes to husband, wife, children, friends and families, even the nations, even the religions, even the samadhi or the nibbana, or this anything, even the Buddha, what this all? Mostly we have mental images. We deal with that mental image. It is very hard to person to marry a girl or boy without mental image. They mostly marry the mental image. That's why later they divorce. When they become closer, closer, closer and come and recognize it is not the mental image that they had. And then they divorce. And then for the children, the same. So you have mental image. That's why mostly the parents out of the children, they have the fear and unsatisfaction. Why? Because whatever the mental image that you carry regarding children, you're never going to find that within them. Even our parents didn't find within us, and you're not going to find within your children also. Nothing wrong with anybody. But the thing is what? Because we used to be more comfortable with the self-image. So there is something happening in this very moment, and I experience that through the perception, I experience it. And in between this, I have a self-image. That is what called soul, or that is what called ego. That is what called the self-centered mind. Because the ego is the person who deposit all this memory and holding in between the mind and the perception. Your past experience. So that all past experience is your ego. So as example, you completely release all the past experience and no any memory. You just become now, and then you don't have ego. You just experience. That's it. You just experience. You just hear something. You just see something. So that is the moment you gain through the vipassana. That is why some school it say it is not a technique. You cannot do it as a technique. You cannot teach through kind of like you cannot teach this. It's by practicing you have to get. So because this clear perception, when something happen in that very moment, if you able to experience, that is the real moment of living. But in case suddenly if any self-image or the words come to the middle and start to negotiate with the perception and the experience, then the ego or the soul or whatever you can name, Atma or whatever, it going to empower, going to play its role. So then you have to look. Even when you eat something, when you drink something, when you even just sitting, when you observe, when you have the feelings. So when you're living in this very moment, what you experience? Are you clearly experience the moment, or is there something in your head as image or as words dealing with? So you have to slowly get out of it. How you can do? By practicing, you can do it. By the very first thing that you have to know, by hearing this, oh, this is like this. By hearing, now you know it. And then the next thing what you have to do, try yourself. Try yourself. So how you can do it? Just get into it. It's like this. Look at now you at home. You don't think about it. You have no effort to be at home. How about you are somewhere else and then you have to drive and you have to go through many traffic lights, and maybe you have to take the bus or the train or many things, and always you have the self image towards the house to reach, and the time, space, this everything, struggling. But now you are at home. So when it comes to experience, be like at home with the experience, whatever happened to you, without anything, just accept it. You can try it because this is the thing. The mainly when you do these things, your fear and your uh, grudge, the desire to hold, and the habitual pattern, this everything come against. This is what called Mara. As you know that when you practice these things, the Mara come against. So this is what it is, because your own behavior not allowed. Just imagine, without any past experience, without anything, can you accept a moment, whatever it is, just accept. That is the moment you're going to transform. But through the school, through the culture, tradition, through the religions, they taught us to think. And thinking is conventional. By thinking, you cannot attain to Nibbana. It is completely different. So then how you have to do? So in conventional life, you develop the tranquility state. And then from there, just without thoughts, learn to accept. Even try for a moment. Don't allow any past experience to interfere. Even the sound, accept it. Even the smell, accept it. Just 100% completely be surrendered to that. If you do it for a moment, you attain to Nibbana. But the thing is, from the samsara, we develop thoughts patterns with the desires, and even now you decide, okay, it is very simple, I will do it. because of the previous, that the habitual current is strong, what will happen even in this very moment, sometimes even you try to stop, that current start to go through it. So like that. So it like this, when you hear this forgetting the bell, can you hear the sound? Because when it comes the bell, that's mean the image came already to you. So when somebody talk, without the image, can you get the sound? So the image means when somebody talk, some in the next room or somewhere or over the phone, so you hear. While you hearing, you don't see. In the between that hearing and the receiving, in the middle, you have a mental image. From where that image came? So as example, next room. Now imagine you are in this place. So you in next room, somebody talking. You maybe your husband, wife, children, or somebody, brother, sister talking. Now you hear the sound. And while you hearing, that sound doesn't come alone. While you hearing, you get the mental image. So that mental image, from where you get? Not because in this very moment, that person is not here. That image you get from the last time you saw your brother or the sister. The last time, maybe it before the meditation, or maybe 1 hour, 2 hour before you practice this. So whatever the last moment you see, you saw that person going to come to you in this very moment when you hear this. So that is what you have to drop. So if you are able to get into that, and that is where you experience what is the life. But mostly what is happening, we thinking we living, and we go with the mental image and repeating our actions and bringing the past experience to the present moment, and go through this, go through this, go through. We become so busy, and we have no even strength to hold ourselves. It as a habit take us like a river. So when it comes to vipassana, that's why. So whenever you have opportunity, just 1 minute, anything, just accept. Even you die, it's worth for you. Accept it. You will see if you can do that. That very moment becomes so powerful. And that moment becomes so precious. And that moment has power to light the entire universe. When you why? Because you are a part of this universe. When you get out of all the mental image and the words and everything, you get connected to that. You separate from it because of the memory that you hold. That's why you don't see. And it can mesmerize you if you keep thinking something, that it shut down everything. That's why you sometimes when you caught up in your mind with your own thoughts, you don't see your husband, you don't see your wife, you don't see your children, you don't see your brother, sister, you don't see the other people. You just caught up with something. That doesn't mean you don't see anything. You see something, but it's not relevant to this moment. That's why sometimes people say she's in another world. What is that world? It's in mind. So then give little time every day. 1 minute enough. Try yourself. Just completely be surrendered. And whatever the fear come, whatever the difficulty come, and whatever the laziness come, give up that everything. Just completely be surrendered in that minute. Whatever come, accept it. Be completely accept without looking for anything. Be completely 100% be a receiver. Accept it. No resistance. Just practice 1 minute. Don't go for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Don't go for that. Practice 1 minute. And then you will see. And little by little, you will see within that 1 minute how many mental image come to you. And but if you keep doing, there is a moment come. You're going to experience 1 second without any mental image or without any words. That is the moment you really get connected. It's called the clear perception, sati sampajanya. And with the perception, you clearly, your awareness, your consciousness get connected. That is what the real experience that you're going to see, have. In that real experience, you transform to different level. So that is the moment of your liberation. So it is possible. Only the human can do this. So you have all the capability to do that. And only thing you have to remember, you have to look. What's the point? Repeating memory. What's the point? Doing the same thing every day. What is the point that doing same thing like other people? That is what the living. That is what the we addicted. What the point? If you have done in the samsara, why you keep doing it again? So you already have heard certain things in the past. Why you want to hurt it again? So you repeat many things in the past. Why you want to keep doing the same thing again and again? So the very first thing you have to have need yourself to get out of that path. So once you have that need and look for the very fresh, very clear, one single moment. And with that intention, just whatever the sound, or even the tree, even the cloud, just better you if you try with the nature a little bit. You know why? Because it doesn't bring some influence to ignite the desires. Because sometimes if you try to go to people and look them, sometimes suddenly it ignite your past memory, and then maybe the good or bad desires can deal with that. So try to see a tree without mental image. Just try to see what you see through your eye without that the mental image that you have. When you see the cloud, or when you see the bird fly, when you hear the sound, just try to hear the sound without the mental image that come and sit in the middle. And that way you will experience it. If you are able to experience this for 1 second, in that second that you will see how it will transform you. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatvantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. එත්තාවතා ච අම්මේ සම්පදං පුඤ්ඤ සම්පදං සබ්බේ දේවානුමෝදන්තු සබ්බ සම්පatti සිද්ධියා සබ්බේ භූතානුමෝදන්තු සබ්බ සම්පatti සිද්ධියා සබ්බේ සත්තානුමෝදන්තු සබ්බ සම්පatti සිද්ධියා ඉදම්මේ පුඤ්ඤ කම්මං ආසවක්කයා වං හෝතු සබ්බ දුක්ඛා පමුච්චතු. That's it.